Okay, welcome everybody. This is the Starting a Business When You Can't Get a Traditional Job workshop. And today I'm going to teach you how to turn rejection into income and how you can finally be in control of your financial destiny. Now, for many of you, I think we're just meeting for the first time today. You're here because you're super smart. Okay, you're smart to notice that there is a shift in the market. What used to be very guaranteed job market is no longer what it used to be. Um, Now, I want you to tell you that if you've been struggling to get a stable job or a comfortable income, that's not because you're lazy. It's because the landscape has changed and it will continue to change going into 2026. I believe in the future as well. So tonight is not about just giving you motivation. I want to give you tools that will help you transform your life experience into a profitable business. Okay. I see Christopher is in the waiting room, but okay. Maybe his wife is using his Zoom, so I'm going to let him in. Um, Okay, the job market has fundamentally changed. What used to be the old reality, where you will be in a job for 30 years and expect a very fine retirement, that's no longer the case. Now, we all are already aware of the proliferation of AI, and it's going to get even more prolific as we go further into 2026 and even into 2027. So, as smart women, we need to be very strategic on how we plan our financial future. And that's why I want to show you how to do in this workshop today. Companies are racing to adopt AI at scale. Now, I own an AI company myself, and I build AI voice agents for corporations. And I can tell you that so many companies are adopting AI at scale. So when I tell you that going into 2026 and even into 2027, that many jobs are going to be replaced by AI, jobs in product management, software engineering, which is my background. I've been in IT for 23 years. Customer service, there are AI agents, AI chatbots, AI assistants, replacing humans at scale. Now, the layoffs are not slowing down anytime soon. Now, this is not to create any fear. If you know me, I'm a hugely positive person, but this is just a reality. And like I said, as very smart women, we need to shift the way we think about generating income. We need to think about how to position ourselves in a way that secures our financial destiny. There is a huge risk if you're relying on one income, right? For decades, having just one job and a single paycheck could sustain one family, but that's not the case now. So the smart thing to do is to have a source of income that isn't reliant on somebody else or isn't reliant on what the economy does or what the job market is doing. If you're just joining us, we are just a couple of minutes into the presentation, and welcome to the presentation. Building your own income stream is no longer a luxury. Right now, it is a necessity if you want to create a sustainable future for yourself and your family. You deserve financial stability, independence, security, flexibility, growth, all of the things that comes from controlling your own income. I believe every human being that desires success deserves all of these things. So if you haven't met me yet, you might be wondering, who is this girl and why should I listen to her? Well, hi, my name is Joy Rowland. And 3 years ago, I left my corporate job. And I decided I wanted more. I became a financial coach because at that time I had paid off all my debt and I was on my way to building wealth. And I felt I could help other people do the same. And so I trained with Dave Ramsey, became a master financial coach with Dave Ramsey, and my financial coaching business grew rapidly. And many of my colleagues and friends started asking me what kind of strategies I was implementing in my business that was giving me all of these clients. And that was when I started to teach people how to build a sustainable business. And today I coach women to build lasting financially secure businesses that will replace their income. So that's my journey in a nutshell. Now, what's my track record? Well, over the 3 years I've been running my business full time, I've served over 450 clients worldwide. My one of my clients has a mentorship program where she charges $8,000 for a one-on-one mentorship. So I know what works in businesses, and my desire is to help women secure their financial future by launching profitable businesses. So I know the question you might be asking yourself, what should I do? What kind of business should I start? And that's a very, very valid question. Um, like I said, you might be asking, what business should I start? And at the beginning of this presentation, I asked you if you had an idea. A few of you said you had an idea of what kind of business you're thinking of starting. Some of you said you had no idea what kind of business you want to start. And at the end of this workshop, you're going to have a very clear idea of the kind of business to start that will bring you income in as little as 8 weeks. I have a client that went through this process, and in 8 weeks, she made at first $10,000. And I'm going to show you how. And number two, you might be asking, what's actually viable to bring in money? Because maybe, like, if you're like me, you've tried many businesses in the past. I've tried MLM, I've tried doing courses, like all of these businesses that tell you to start online. And I didn't really find any traction. So you might be asking yourself, what business can I start today that is almost guaranteed to bring in income for me and my family? And the third question you might be asking is, how can I AI proof my income in a world where technology is replacing jobs daily? And so these are very smart questions to be asking. What AI can replace and what AI cannot replace? Well, like I already said, AI is replacing jobs at scale. Just 2 months ago, I did a research and I published on LinkedIn how Amazon replaced the like an entire office staff. So these are decision makers. These are managers in Amazon. So these are not just factory workers, right? So AI is replacing jobs at scale. So this is a question I have for you. Tell me in the chat, what do you think AI cannot replace? What kinds of jobs do you think AI cannot replace? I'm going to go to the chat. So in your view, tell me what kinds of jobs you think AI cannot replace. Michaela says manufacturing jobs. Okay. Christopher says not. Kurt says none. Hands-on in-person services. Good. Healthcare, nurses, therapists, doctors, skilled trades, electrician, plumbers. Okay. Awesome. Jimmy says door to door. Okay. Yeah, so those are very good. Yeah, Miss Denny says financial and coaching jobs. Wow, awesome. You guys are on the ball. Okay, I'm gonna go back to full screen. Okay, so yeah, most of you are very right, and I'm gonna tell you the jobs AI cannot replace. Any job that requires human connection. That's the one thing AI cannot replace. AI can execute tasks. AI can do accounting. It can file paperwork. It can do customer service. But the one thing that AI cannot replace is human connection, empathy, understanding, accountability, trust. If you are in any business venture that involves human connection and that requires human connection to get the transformation, then you are AI proofing your business. So these are the three pillars of an AI proof business. It involves human connection. So this is a business built on trust, relationships, and genuine understanding of your clients. Machines cannot replace that. The second pillar is if you help people through a transformation. right? You're not just executing tasks, but you can actually help people through a transformation. And pillar number three is if your business is rooted in lived experience, right? If it is rooted in the human journey, struggles, victories. If you want to build something that is durable, something that is AI proof, these are the things you need to consider. Businesses that require trust, human touch, and accountability. That's your competitive advantage as a human being that's running a business. Now, I want you to understand that your lived life experience, your expertise, your skills, they are not random. In fact, they can be hugely valuable, and I'm going to tell you how. What are the questions that unlock your business potential? And for those of you who have told me that you do not have a business idea yet, I want you to start asking yourself these questions. What have you been through in life and overcome? What's your lived experience that somebody else could benefit from learning what you've been through, that you can mentor or coach people through? And also think about what challenges have shaped who you are. So when I talk to people about this, they're very quick to discount their life experience. But if you're very truthful with yourself, there are many, many things you have faced as a human being that other people are going through right now, and they can benefit from learning from your experience. And I'm going to show you some examples. The mentoring and coaching business is exploding even right now. The projection is that by 2030, the industry will be worth $11.7 billion. That's billion with a B. By 2026, a research by Robin White says that by 2026, the revenue from coaching will be 7.3 billion in 2026 and goes up to 11.7 billion by 2030. So this is a huge opportunity for you to leverage your life experience to launch a coaching or a consulting or a mentorship business. This is the opportunity that many people are not even aware of. Why? Well, because many people pay premium prices for guidance, support, and accountability. Those are the things that AI cannot replace. Well, so why will people pay premium prices for coaching, mentoring, and consulting? Well, information is free. In the age of ChatGPT, I feel like we have information overload. Like anything you want to find out online, you can find it as quickly as possible. So information is not the issue. The issue is transformation, right? So think about this. For as long as I can remember, everybody knows what to do to lose weight. Why do you think people still struggle to lose weight? Well, many many times it is the transformation that is lacking. Information is there, but I still struggle. I still go grab cookies even when I know it doesn't align with the goal I've set for myself, right? So that's an example of how information does not equal transformation. Okay, so I want you to start thinking about your lived life experience. So you might think, oh, maybe you've overcome depression in the past, or you've overcome stress and anxiety, and you just think, oh, everyone's going to figure it out. No. Okay. No, everyone's not going to figure it out because information does not equal transformation. Another example I'm going to give. Almost everybody knows what to do to grow a successful business. Why do you think people aren't growing successful businesses? It's not because of a lack of information. It's because there is no accountability, there is no support, there is no guidance. And that's why people never achieve their business goals. So think about your lived life experience and how you can package this into a coaching or a consulting or a mentorship business. So this is the formula. Your story, your unique story, plus people's struggles, plus your solution equals money in the bank. So I'm going to use stress and anxiety as an example. Let's say you've overcome stress and anxiety and you've created a solution, right? So maybe you were doing breath work, you were doing meditation, you were doing exercise, and you were able to overcome your stress and anxiety. And you have a story that is so unique to you. Now, think about people struggling with stress and anxiety right now. If you can show them your formula, they're going to pay you top dollar. And I'm going to give you examples of people who are doing exactly that. So, again, here's the formula: your story plus their struggles plus your solution equals money in the bank. That's the simple formula. But somehow we tend to overcomplicate things, right? We think creating successful businesses has to be difficult. No, it is not. And I am proof of that. Okay, 4 questions I want you to ask yourself. Number one, what did you overcome or achieve? Identify a specific transformation in your life that other people would want to experience. So maybe you've paid off debt, right? Maybe you've paid off your student loans. Maybe you've immigrated to a new country and you've set up a better life for yourself, right? Those are examples of life transformation. Maybe you've lost weight. Maybe you've gone through a difficult breakup and you came out the other side. Maybe you have a successful marriage. Maybe you've raised children successfully and you can teach other moms how to raise kids. These are examples of specific transformation. Question number 2, what transformation have you experienced? And 3, who is still stuck where you used to be? And what results can you help them get faster? Those are the questions I want you to ask yourself. I'm going to give you real examples. So let's say you used to be burnt out as a corporate staff and you found a way to overcome that burnout. Well, now you can coach other executives how to overcome job stress. That's an example. Another example is maybe you've overcome debt. You can actually coach other people how to pay off debt. Maybe you used to be anxious as a new manager, and now you're a confident manager at work. Well, you can become a leadership coach, coaching other managers how to overcome imposter syndrome. So these are examples of how you can transform your lived experience into a mentorship program. I'm going to give you actual examples of clients I have coached. Amy Scott, one of my clients, she struggled with weight all her life, and she was able to lose the weight, not just the physical weight, but the mental and emotional weight. And now she helps other women lose all the weight. She lost nearly 70 pounds. And now she's teaching other women how to lose weight. She founded a program called the Lose It Forever program. Kenya Sunkar is a teacher, a very successful teacher. She was earning nearly $150,000 annually as a teacher, and she was running her business on the side. And she was able to create a successful business alongside her teaching career. And now she's teaching other people how to keep a full-time job and run a business on the side. So now she's teaching people exactly what she has achieved. And her coaching program is $5,000 for one-on-one mentorship. Another of my clients, Courtney Cowie, she overcame IBS and now she's trained and licensed as a gut nutritionist, and she helps women now overcome IBS and IBD naturally. Another one is Charlene Ridley. She grew her business from giving paid talks to corporations, and now she's teaching other people to do exactly the same. She also teaches people how to build multiple streams of income by investing in Airbnb. So she's transforming her lived experience into mentorship programs. Another client I've coached is Emily Tina. Sadly, Emily lost her husband tragically, and she went through a very difficult grieving process. And when she came out the other side of the grief, she decided and she had this desire, like almost like a mission. It's like a life mission. If you go check her out on Instagram, it's a life mission now to help other women overcome the grief. She founded a program called Brave Widow, and her one-on-one mentorship program is $8,000. That's how she has transformed her pain into purpose. Now she's happily married now to her second husband. Dr. Leah Cunningham, she's highly experienced, trained as an emotional health and wellness mentor. And now she's using that experience that she has at clinical knowledge. She's also a nurse. She's also a veteran. She served in the Navy for so many years. She's using all of that experience to teach people how to overcome emotional stress. And she's now an emotional health and wellness educator. She has a high ticket 16-week one-on-one transformational program. Another of my clients is Laila Day. She used to be a yoga teacher. In fact, if you go read her Instagram post from yesterday, she was saying how she was extremely poor as a yoga teacher. She was struggling to pay rent. She was living out of her car, and she was able to create a successful yoga business, running international retreats. And now she teaches other yoga teachers how to run international retreats. So now she's using her experience to mentor other people. Another one is Haley Song. She's a weight loss mentor for new mothers. So she focuses on postpartum moms who have recently had babies. Another of my clients, they are three medical professionals. They are doctors. There are three female doctors, Dr. Valerie, Dr. Lisa, and Dr. Saya. They are pregnancy and postpartum mentors. So they've combined their experience as clinical doctors as well as their experience as moms. So Dr. Valerie is a mom and Dr. Lisa is a mom. So they've combined all of that to launch a program helping moms. And finally, Michelle Spexat, sadly, she was in an abusive relationship and it was so toxic. And when she came out the other side, she decided it was her life's mission to help other women overcome narcissistic and toxic relationships. And now she's built a thriving business helping women who are in toxic relationships. So, what's the common thread of all of these women I've showed you today? Well, the common thread is they have lived experience and now they are combining that with their expertise to have a thriving coaching and mentorship business. So, I want to ask you, what do you think you can? What transformation have you been through that you think other people are struggling with right now? And your story, your experience can help them through when you mentor them. Okay, so what's the fastest path to 10K? I haven't done this for 3 years, right? I've tested so many business strategies, and this is the fastest path. If you want to make $10,000 in the next 8 weeks, as a brand new person to business, you've never done any business online, you've never done any mentorship or coaching, and you want to make 10K in the next 8 weeks, this is how to do it. You're going to launch an 8-week group coaching program. So it's a group coaching program. You're going to take people through the transformation for 8 weeks. And I recommend that you price this at $1,000 per person. Okay, $1,000 is absolutely doable, especially for people who are seeking the transformation you offer. And then you enroll just 10 people. So you're going to keep it manageable. 10 people at $1,000 for 8 weeks. That's 10,000. Sorry, 10 people at $1,000 is $10,000 for 8 weeks. Your goal is to deliver the transformation over the 8-week period and then collect testimonials. So remember, you are just starting. You're just launching your group coaching program. It's only for 8 weeks and you take them through, and the goal is to start collecting testimonials, which you can use for your marketing. And then the question then becomes, okay, how do you get these 10 people? How do you get 10 people into your 8-week group coaching program? Okay, the fastest way to get these 10 people is to host a workshop. So remember I said this strategy works for even if you're brand new. So you just launched your 8-week program. You're going to host a free workshop exactly like this one. You're going to promote your workshop on Eventbrite and Meetup. Obviously, you're going to title the workshop in a way that is compelling. And I'm going to give you an example shortly. You host the workshop, you give incredible value, give a transformation in the workshop so that it's super valuable for the people who attend the workshop. And then you invite them to your 8-week group coaching program. Now, you don't need to run expensive ads. You don't need a huge social media following. In fact, when I started my business, I had less than 200 followers on Instagram. You don't need to be famous. You need a compelling workshop that attracts the right people. And I'm going to give you an example using stress and anxiety. Okay, so this is the math, right? So you only need 10 people in your 8-week program. So remember, you're running this for 8 weeks. 8 weeks is 2 months, and it's going to be $1,000 per person. You're going to coach them once per week. You're going to create a structure for the program, and you create workbooks and take them through the transformation. And like I said, the goal is to give them the transformation and then collect testimonials. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example with the stress and anxiety. So let's say I've overcome stress. Okay, I'm going to pause here because these are amazing questions you're asking in the chat. And Melissa says, I love this. Yes, I love this too. That's why I enjoy hosting these workshops. Thank you so much. Ray says, need particular certificate to be mentor and coaching. No, 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 no. And I'm gonna finish the presentation. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna tell you, you do not need a certification. And I'm gonna explain further what I mean by that. So great question. Um, Melissa says, in person or online? Oh dear, online. If you were going to do this in person, there is a lot of logistics for you to consider, right? So right now, I'm sitting in my lovely home in Ontario, Canada, and I have clients from as far as Europe, UK, the US. I serve clients from all over the world, and they pay me thousands of dollars to help them, right? So, yes, amazing. Absolutely, Melissa. It has to be, well, post COVID, I want to say it has to be online. Now, if you love in person, there is no, I wouldn't say no, right? If you enjoy meeting people in person, but I've never, since the 3 years I've been doing my business, everything has been online. Okay, so let me go through this example and it's going to bring home my point. So let's say I've overcome stress and anxiety, and I have actually. So if I wanted to stop business coaching, this is a niche I would go through. So sadly, I went through depression. At the time, my doctor wanted to place me on antidepressants, but I just didn't think it was for me, especially because my then husband was clinically depressed and he was on SSRIs, and the side effects of those SSRIs were horrible. And it wasn't even helping his depression. He was suicidal. So I already knew that that was not a path I wanted to go, right? So there were a combination of things I did with the help of God, obviously, and I was taking redox signaling molecules, their supplement, and I was able to overcome that stress and anxiety with sleep and exercise, right? And mindfulness. Now, as a stress and anxiety coach, to launch my new business, this is what I will do. I'm going to host a free workshop titled How to Sleep Better at Night and Overcome Stress and Anxiety. If there was somebody who was anxious and lacking sleep at night and constantly stressed and depressed, and they saw this workshop on Eventbrite or on Instagram or Facebook, a free workshop, do you think they would want to attend? Tell me in the chat. If someone who was stressed, not sleeping at night, if they saw a workshop titled, a free workshop, How to Sleep Better at Night and Overcome Stress and Anxiety. Yeah. This would be amazing. 10 out of 10. Yeah. KB says yes. Absolutely. So yeah, they're going to attend. And when they attend, what am I going to do? As the host of the workshop, I'm going to give them incredible value. I'm going to show them my signature process of overcoming depression, stress, and anxiety. I'm going to tell them my unique story, just the story I just told you right now. So that's what qualifies me to speak and teach people how to overcome stress and anxiety. Now, even now, if I'm going to take a class on stress and anxiety, I'm not going to refer to any notes, right? I don't need to refer to any notes. I'm going to speak from my personal experience, exactly what I did. Now, I'm running this workshop right now. I don't have any notes. I'm just Just as you're seeing my screen, that's what you can see, right? That's because this is my lived experience. Building business is my lived experience. I'm able to walk through this workshop without referring to notes. That's your credibility. Your lived life experience is your credibility. Now, when I host a workshop as a stress and anxiety mentor or coach, I'm gonna then invite them to say, I'm launching a brand new 8-week program where I'm gonna walk you through step by step on how to sleep better, how to manage your mind, how to manage daily stress. I'm going to teach you how to sleep better at night. I'm going to teach you how to regulate your nervous system. I'm going to teach you how to have an amazing relationship with your husband, even with a crazy household. If your kids are running around the house and it's stressing you out, I'm going to give you tools to help you manage that stress so you can become a happier, joyful woman. If you are interested in this 8-week program, I want you to jump on a coffee chat and I'm going to tell you more about the program. The program is only $1,000 for 8 weeks, and the guarantee is that you're going to sleep better at night. That's my workshop. And people are going to book calls, and then I'm going to launch my program. Now, nobody's asking me, are you certified, or can you give me some testimonials? Because I am talking from my lived life experience. And with the proliferation of AI, so remember I told you I have an AI company? Even with the proliferation of AI, I am finding that more and more people are craving human connection. Human connection. So if I'm hosting the 8-week program, just the fact that people get to come, be in community with other women going through stress and anxiety, that's compelling enough for people to want to pay me $1,000 to go through the 8-week coaching program. So powerful. Okay, so this is your workshop to program path, right? I just described it. I'm not going to go through this slide because I want to go to answer your question, because I know many of you have questions, and rightly so. Okay, so inspiration isn't enough, right? Usually, this is what happens. You attend workshops like this, you feel inspired and you feel excited about what's possible, but then life happens, right? Your day to day life happens, and then the inspiration fades away. The excitement diminishes, and then you go back to business as usual. And then it becomes a pipe dream to launch your own business. And I don't want that to be you. I don't want this to be another workshop where you go, oh, that was an exciting workshop. And then you just close your journal and just go ahead with your daily life. Well, your financial situation isn't going to change if you do that. So, what do you actually need to succeed? You need an irresistible offer. What's an irresistible offer? An irresistible offer is an offer that shows a transformation that people can see how you take them from before and after, right? And it has to be specific to the group of people you want to work with. That's an irresistible offer. When you have your offer defined, I call this your signature offer, then you need to do effective promotion. You need to get your free workshop in front of the right people. Okay. And friends and family are not the right people for your workshop. Okay. All right. And then the third thing you need is a compelling workshop. So after you've created your irresistible offer and you've put your workshop, your free workshop in front of the right people, you need a compelling workshop. A compelling workshop is one that delivers value. So if you invite people to your workshop and you give them fluff, they're just going to sign out of the workshop and they're going to start saying bad things about you on social media. So your workshop has to be compelling. Your workshop has to give incredible value. And then number 4, you need your signature program. That's your transformation. So I know for many of you, you're thinking, oh, I went through, maybe I lost weight. I don't know how to define my process. That's what I help my clients do. Defining your signature program so that when you present your program, it feels like it's worth $1,000 for people to pay for 8 weeks. And number 5, is results driven delivery. So this means that your program must give people the results you promise, right? Otherwise, people are going to ask for their money back. These are the 5 things you need to create a successful coaching, consulting, and mentorship business. Okay, so I have 3 options to help you implement. You could pick my brain for one day. So this will be 3 to 4 hours where I'll help you structure your program and then you go implement. So that's my one day intensive. So you get to choose a day where you have 3 to 4 hours for us to work on fleshing out your offer and your business. The second support option I have is 8 weeks. If you want to launch your first program and you want complete support from offer creation to landing your first clients, then the 8-week option is for you. The 6-month option is if you want a full business installation. So this is systems, programs, tools, all of the things. Then you would go to the 6 months. Now, my 6 months business system comes with a double your money guarantee. This means you will get fully booked using my processes. Now, what's the advantage of having support? Well, like I said, if you just leave here today, the inspiration is going to fade, right? You're going to talk to your husband or your wife and you're going to say, oh, I attended this workshop and I feel so inspired. And then 2 days later, you're going to go back to your day-to-day life. So those are the things that happen. But with support, you get accountability. You get exactly step by step what to do to land those clients. The goal is not to motivate you. The goal is to get you to take action. It's from taking action that you get results. If you want to explore whether it's for me to work with you for one day or for 8 weeks or for 6 months, the first step is to book a coffee chat. And the coffee chat is free. This is for you to explore whether you want the one day support or you want the 8-week support or you want the 6-month support. So that's the QR code. I'm going to put the link in the chat if you want to book a call with me. And on the call, I'm going to ask you your specific personal circumstance for us to understand your unique story, what positions you to be the expert. I'm also going to ask you your income goals. How much do you want this business to generate every single month? Most people want 10K, right? 10K is like the goal for most people. And from 10K, you can start to build systems and processes to help you scale your business if you want to get to 200K or 300K, depending on your goals. On the coffee chat, I'll also ask you what you think your ideal client is, and we're going to flesh that deeper to understand who your ideal client is. I'm also going to ask you your timeline when you want to start generating this income, and then I'm going to give you specific next steps. You do not need to wait for the job market to change. You can choose yourself by taking your experience seriously and by launching a coaching mentorship business. That's the QR code. Again, the link is in the chat. And I want to stop so I can answer your specific questions. Ask me any questions you have. I'm going to go to the chat. Okay, so I want to go to the question about needing a particular certificate to be a mentor or coach. Let me stop presenting so I can. Okay, so you do not need a certification to be a mentor or a coach. Your lived experience is credibility enough. So, Wei, I know you asked this question, and this is such a powerful question because many people think that they need a certificate or credentials to practice. No, this isn't therapy. Coaching is completely different from therapy. If you were doing therapy, then you would need certification. Now, I say this as someone who's been through multiple certifications. When I started, I went through the life coach school and I paid $21,000 for my coach certification. $21,000 to go through the life coach school for 6 months to be certified as a life coach. And I did that. And in the coaching program, there were like 2,000 of us that graduated in that year. So I graduated in 2023. And after certification, we had no clients because somehow we were thinking that when we're certified, somehow clients are going to start rushing through the door. But that's not the case. And surprisingly, many of the people I graduated with were now thinking of going for another certification. Many of them said, "Oh, now we have to do ICF certification." Well, ICF certification is another $10,000, right? So people keep putting these hurdles in front of themselves when you can sign clients today. You can sign clients right now today as a mentor using your lived life experience. So I want to encourage you, please do not let your brain convince you that you need a certification to be a coach. Now, another example I'll give you, when I moved from the UK to Canada, I moved in 2016. It was a very lengthy application process to apply for permanent residency. And when I did that, I launched my coaching program then in 2016, teaching people how to apply for Canadian permanent residency. I did that business, and my program was 2005 for 3 months of coaching, and I didn't need a certification to do that. That was back then. In fact, at that point, I didn't even know about the coaching industry, right? I was only coaching people based on my life experience of moving from the UK to Canada. So that's an example of packaging your experience, what you've been through, and then taking other people through the transformation, if that makes any sense. Wait, tell me in the chat if that makes sense. Okay. Daniela says, how can okay, awesome. Love, love, love. How can we improve our communication skills to work as a coach? I love that question. You know why? When I started, somehow my brain convinced me that I wasn't good enough. Well, English is my second language. English is not my first language. I started learning English at the age of 25 when I moved from my home country in Nigeria, right? So I had this limiting belief that nobody's going to understand my accent. I was super, super shy. I was introverted. I couldn't even say one sentence straight. That's how terrible I was with communication. And for so many years, my brain convinced me that I wasn't good enough, right? So I want to tell you, Daniela, that you do not need awesome communication skills to work as a coach. What you need is the passion to help people. So, can you tell me in the chat what niche you want to serve? Like, what do you think? What kind of mentorship do you want to do? You can unmute if you want, but you can also type in the chat. Christopher, I'll come to your question next. Okay, Daniela, while you type, I'm going to go to Chris's question. He says, in a program where there are physical tools, for example, where you have your own patented pieces of equipment, how do you handle that online? So, Christopher, I'm going to need more clarification. So, for people to get the transformation, the coaching transformation you offer, do they need to have access to your physical tools to get the transformation? If yes, then does that mean you have to like mail the tools to them, or they can get the transformation without the physical tools? So give me more data. I want to understand what you mean by a program where there are physical tools, for example, where you have your own patented pieces of equipment. How do you handle that? So tell me, the clients who hire you online, do they need the physical tools to get the transformation? You can tell me in the chat. Or are you afraid that Yes, they need the physical tools. Well, if they need the physical tools, then you have to factor that into your coaching program. So, for example, I'm gonna grab, um, I'm gonna see if I can find it. So I've been in programs where they had to send us tons of booklets. Like these are coaching programs, curriculum I did, and the school had to factor in the shipping cost of these physical books to my home. So that was factored into the program. He says they may be able to buy them, but some people have difficulty getting the items. Yes, so you need to factor that into your program so that so let's say shipping cost is like $200, right? Then your program will be 1,200 instead of $1,000. If it is absolutely necessary that they have your specific tools in order to get the transformation, then I recommend you factor that into the cost of your program and then have it shipped to them. But then the question then becomes how big are those tools, right? Because the bigger the tools, the more expensive the shipping cost. But that's a great question. Okay, Christopher says they are small. Yeah, if they are small, then I recommend factoring the shipping cost into your program cost, and you can tell your clients, you can explain to your clients why there is an added $200, and kind of communicate to them that there is huge value in them using the right tools, right? Because obviously you are the business owner, and you can help them with your specific tools. Hi, Michaela. You can unmute if you want to ask any question. Daniela, um, okay, maybe inspiring people from my country, Brazil, such as moving abroad. Yeah, is an experience exactly. And I thank goodness I gave you that example. When I moved from the UK to Canada, people were paying me 2,500 to coach them through that process. So yes, it is hugely profitable if you're able to coach people on how to move abroad. And please, I want to encourage you, please do not allow your I want to say your toddler brain, the part of our brain that wants to keep us safe, right? So there is a part of your brain that thinks you need to improve your communication skills before you start making thousands of dollars. That's not the case, okay? So you need to use your prefrontal cortex, which is your executive brain, to say, no, I am well equipped. My communication skills are perfect. So even though English is not your first language, even though you don't speak fluently, those those are not like those don't matter. The people you're here to serve. So this is the example I wanted to give you. Think of the person in Brazil right now who's been thinking of moving to Canada, right? But they need your help. But because you've been stuck in your brain thinking you need excellent communication skills, you are denying that person in Brazil the opportunity to move abroad, US, Canada, UK, wherever they want to move to, just because you cannot overcome your own imposter syndrome. You understand? So this is what has helped me. I always think about the woman I'm here to serve. Every morning I say, that person I'm here to serve with my work, when I think about her, I no longer think of myself, right? I no longer think of my insecurities. I think of her, and when I am in service, I show up and I serve. So I wanted to start practicing showing up in service and thinking of those people who need your help in order to move abroad. Okay. Um, Christopher says, yeah, you're welcome, Daniela. So glad I could help. Do you recommend someone testing the market before they develop their program, particularly when people are trying to fine tune what to put out? The short answer is no. The only way you can test the market is I love keeping this in my office. This is what tests the market when people pay. So as business owners, we get stuck trying to do market research. What I recommend is publish your first workshop. Remember, this is a free workshop, right? You're going to host a free workshop and then invite people to your 8-week program. That's the only test. That's the only market research. When people part with dollars to work with you, okay, this is the only way you can know if you have a valuable offer. So I want to encourage you, do not allow your brain to tell you need to do market research for 6 months before you launch your offer. No, launch it, make the offer, and then we start to collect data. That's how we know if we have a viable offer. Uh, yes, exactly. Exactly. Well, as I said, the feedback will be your market research, right? Because people can tell you stuff when dollars are not involved. For example, if you were asking me, like if you did a post on Facebook and you say, "Hi, everybody, I'm doing market research, answer my questions," people are going to give you answers randomly. But if the answers are tied to me paying dollars, then you're actually getting actual answers, like valuable answers, than people just randomly telling you stuff online or doing market research. So that's what I would recommend. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, we are at time. I'm gonna stay for another 2 minutes. If anyone has any question, I'm gonna stop recording. So
Yeah, I was really impressed with how much value I got from the event. I told my family it was the best value for 2.5 hours I'd had in a long time on day one. The content was super useful, very easy to follow, and something that I could implement immediately, and I haven't stopped talking about it. It was just really, really a good use of time. Great to interact with other coaches and other people in business as well to see what other people are doing. And I think just amazing value with no pressure and no expectation. It's just not something that you see very often. So I would highly recommend the 2-day training.
Hi, my name's Haley Sohn. I'm a business owner, and I recently had my first session with Joy, who runs Joyful Money, and it was so eye-opening and incredible. So the first thing we coached on was just money mindset. We talked about how to focus on the profits that your business makes first, which for me as a business owner is not ever my focus. I'm always focused on what I'm spending the money on, where I'm investing it next. I rarely think about paying myself or making sure that I have extra money left over for taxes or just future profits so that I can just continue to grow my profits. So that was super helpful for me and really, really eye-opening. And then the second thing that we coached on was getting seen. So increasing the visibility of your business, which is, as a business owner, the most important thing you can be doing. If you want to be growing your profits, you have to be getting in front of your prospective clients. So she took me through an exercise talking about how to get on podcasts, which I've literally never thought about before. I've always I guess kind of had that as a pipe dream, but I didn't realize, I thought you had to sit around and wait for people to reach out to you. I didn't realize you could go reach out to these people. And there's a really simple process that she teaches in order to find them and get in front of them and be able to capture all of their audience in just one email. It's so amazing. So grateful to Joy. She's an incredible coach. You're going to learn so much as a business owner and grow so much as a business owner. It's not only going to grow the bottom line and all of the people that you're going to be able to get in front of and help, but you as a person having more free time and more money in your pocket, which is kind of what we all want. Thank you, Joy.
My name is Kenya Sunkar, and I am a mindset and business coach. And I had the pleasure to work with Joy in her coaching program. And it was amazing because I was able to learn tools to really prioritize me when it comes to my business. So she taught me how to prioritize my profit in a way that I can pay myself first and then allocate different kind of money for different parts of my business, like my taxes, my my costs for operations, and all the ways. And I was able to take that tool with me and use it for the rest of my life, which was amazing. Another tool that I learned from Joy is how to have more visibility by pitching myself to podcasts, which is something that I didn't know that is actually a tool that she has. So you can find thousands of podcasts that you can actually use to pitch yourself, so you can really have more visibility and promote yourself and your business all over the world. I thank you, Joy, so much for your help. It was such a pleasure to have a journey of coaching with you.
Hi, I'm Maria Baumgartner. I'm the founder of Legacy Life Coaching Program, and I had the privilege of working with Joy on some coaching around money. And when I say my experience with her was, one, I was so comfortable in talking with her and sharing where I was and the help that I desired and felt like I needed to get. But what she shared with me was so profound. I love the slides she shared with me and the models she shared with me that I'm a very visual learner. So seeing her model and her explaining to me how my beliefs and my money stories are creating the results in my life and the actions I can take was profound. And my favorite that she showed me was what it requires us to do to actually create the change. And she didn't sugarcoat it. She didn't say that it was easy, but she did show me that it was possible. She, in fact, had me give examples of proof and evidence that it is also possible for me. And just doing that in one call alone. So I know how much value I will get in further work with Joy. I'm excited. And if you're curious at all, if you have any money stories or you want to build more wealth in your business, please call Joy, get on a call. I am sure you will not regret it.
Hi, I'm Lila, and I worked with Joy Rowland, and the session I had with her was incredible. Her coaching, she immediately creates a very safe container to feel welcome, to feel safe in talking about what can often be a touchy subject, which is money and your money mindset. But she goes so much more beyond just that. She goes into your relationship from your childhood to and how it's impacting everything that you're doing in your business, and especially when it comes to dealing with money and when you're investing with other people or when other people are investing with you. And these are things that as entrepreneurs I don't think we talk about enough, and having a skilled professional that can hold this container to have this conversation has really been helpful for me in transforming some of my thoughts and some of the blind spots that I didn't know that I had. So I 100% recommend working with Coach Joy. She's incredible, and you will absolutely get something out of it and leave transformed in some way that you probably didn't expect. So highly recommend.
My name is Chrissy Stanley. I'm a holistic nutritionist specializing in gut and hormone health. I help individuals with gut issues and hormonal issues get to the root cause of their problems and eliminate their symptoms so that they could achieve overall health and wellness and enjoy life to the fullest. I do all of this by using a natural approach. I had the privilege of having my first consultation with Joy, and let me tell you, Joy is amazing. She is so inspirational and super, super helpful. She went above and beyond to help me get started with marketing myself, marketing my business. She gave me tools to make it easier for me to navigate social media as well. And she is so full of knowledge, and I love her. I love her work. I love all that she does. She is so, she's that coach that you want to have alongside of you. I felt like Joy was holding me by the hand during that consult. She was holding me by the hand and just leading me along the way and just making it so easy for me. After the consultation, I had more clarity, because starting off a business is like, I didn't know what to do. I was jumping on everything, just trying to do everything at once, and it wasn't working for me. And Joy gave me so much more clarity on that, and I'm so grateful. So if you are contemplating on working with Joy, let me tell you, this coach is for you. She is the coach that you want. So no more waiting, just jump right in.
Hi there. My name is Michelle Spexarth. Recently, I coached with Joy, and it was a fantastic experience. What I brought to her was that I had been good at saving, and that since we moved, I had really struggled to save, even though my budget looked like I had money that I could put away every month. So we started delving into it, and what we found from the questions that she asked and from all of the insight that she was having was absolutely fantastic, very revealing, and so absolutely helpful. So I would love to encourage you, if you have financial things that you're working on and you seem blocked, or you are looking for a financial coach, she is fantastic. I absolutely loved it. And I hope that you will reach out to her and let her help you too.
Hi, I'm Charlene Ridley, founder of Unpause Your Dreams, and I am so excited. I just had my first coaching session with Joy Rowland of Joyful Money. And let me just tell you, it has been incredible. In one session, we have talked about everything from my money mindset, uncovering things that are limiting me from reaching my next level goals, and giving me practical application of things that I can start to implement today that will change my life and move me forward closer to my goal. In addition to that, we actually got to dive into podcasting and to talk about being a guest. I'm so grateful for Joy's processes and for everything that she has shared with me. She has figured out a protocol that will take you from simply wanting to be a guest on podcasts and not knowing which podcasts are the most aligned with your vision and your business, to being very clear on where you should apply, how you should apply, and then how to then build a relationship with those podcasters. I'm so excited about this relationship. I have to tell you, if you are uncertain, if you're thinking about maybe, should I do this now? Yes. You need to sign up right now. And I can guarantee you at the end of your first session, you will know that you have made the right decision, because Joy is like unlike any other coach you have ever encountered. Thank you so much, Joy.
Hi, my name is Jill Davenport, and I just had a session with Joy. And I have to say, she's so innovative and gave me so many ideas for not only my email list and like creating a welcome sequence that I have been snoozing on. And she had all these great new ideas for doing this and for implementing it that make it really easy, and for actually like creating relationships in the welcome sequence and bringing in sales. But she also had really great ideas for to implement about bringing in new clients from different streams that I hadn't thought of before. And she's actually really advanced about this stuff and creating systems in your business, and just coming up with new ideas that I hadn't thought of. And I have been marketing my business online since 2012. So it was incredible. I can't wait to go and implement the things that we talked about. So if you are looking for help with your business and getting a flow of clients in, and actually like getting the people to convert with your email list, among other things, she's got so many things to offer. I think you're going to be in good hands with Joy.
Hi, I'm Emily, the founder of Brave Widow, and I just have to tell you about my experience in working with Joy as my coach. I reached out to Joy because as I'm trying to grow my business, I knew there was something holding me back, but I wasn't sure what it was. And within even our first conversation, Joy identified some subconscious beliefs that I had that were unintentionally holding me back. Not only did she help me feel safe to have an open conversation with her, but she gave me practical tools in knowing how to address those subconscious beliefs and what to actually do about it. I feel so much more confident now about going into my consult and growing my business, because I believe I have the tools to show up as the best version of me, not only for myself, but also for my clients and the widows that I'm helping. Joy is one of those rare people that's just very well-rounded as a coach. Not only is she an excellent life and business coach, but she is a systems, technology, and automation queen and a mindset ninja. So if you are on the fence thinking about working with Joy, here is your sign. Just do it. Sign up with Joy. You are going to love her as much as I do, and she will help you grow your business and serve more clients.
My name is Courtney Cowie, and I'm a holistic nutritionist who help people with their chronic gut issues resolve their symptoms naturally and get back to lifelong function and the life they want. I just did my first consult with Joy Rowland. She is amazing. She does such a unique job of kind of like helping people who are starting out or, in their business, in their career, looking to grow their visibility, grow their ability to reach people that, they can truly help by teaching them how to go out and find podcasts that they can guest on, that, give them that opportunity to connect with the right audience. And she also combines it with teaching people how to understand the money coming into their practice, allocate it into specific buckets so that they have a plan. There isn't this surprise tax bill that's going to hit you 6 months from now, which as a business owner that's still growing, still trying to figure out how to manage my money, anticipate, understand, plan these things, is just gold, like total gold. And what was so valuable and amazing about just this consult was she actually showed me some very specific tools that she was willing to share with me to help me get off on the right foot to do this. And I can tell that Joy is coming from the place of really truly wanting to help people. She's got an amazing story, just growing up in Africa, learning what it takes to come from poverty into having a healthy money mindset and grow your business organically through mindset, through planning, through really thinking through how do I want to achieve the income of my dreams. And I think if you're in that boat and you feel like money is a struggle, you feel like you've got the bits and pieces of your business and you have the confidence you can continue to run your business and get there, Joy's plan is going to be that accelerator to take you to that next step. She really is just such an amazing person. I connected with her so well. I feel like she's very grounded. She's very down to earth. I would highly recommend her. And I think she, again, has such an amazing background and story, and having that unique skill set of the coaching and the life coaching aspect, overcoming her own money limitations, right? And teaching people to do that. Being an entrepreneur, she understands the challenges of small businesses, mindset, profit, all of it, right? And then really honing in on fixing a problem for so many people, which is having the confidence to go out there, literally physically, visibly go out there in the world, present their faces, and overcome that lack of self-confidence to get their message out, because there's so many people that want to hear your story and want to work with you that need your help, and Joy will absolutely show you how to do that.